Better late than never. That's what I always say. Well, got some exciting basing to do. Hold on to your butts. Got some 28 millimeters for these fancy flaming dragons. And some basalt bits. On the background music playlist today, we got some relaxing PS1 music playlist. Which I'm sure will provide a very chill atmosphere. Okay, so time to figure out some compositions. Here we got a running man. So we probably want some rocks that will suggest a logical sense of movement. Something maybe like this. That could be an interesting configuration. And plant his feet on these two like so. Maybe that's more interesting. And this configuration can sit like this. That's a bit too far forward, honestly. Maybe this sort of position is better. Yeah, probably. Okay, I'll begin an incision towards the front of this hex here. And we'll get our busted drill bit. I titled the stream, you know, question mark painting cultists. Because I'm not sure if this drill bit will hold out. It's a little, it's a little janky. I think it got too hot because I have such incredible strength. I was drilling at such a speed that the drill bit got a bit bent. So we'll see. If it's, well, it's working. I mean, not the most exciting thing to watch, but, you know, it's making holes. I'd rather... Unfortunately, it's not the most fun to watch if I just obscure everything, but I'd rather let gravity do the work. Hopefully the volume's alright. Let me know, chat. There we go. I want to flatten this out now. So we're thinking something like this. That's enough of an indentation. What's going on, Zacharias? How you doing? Not the most exciting stuff on stream, but the basing has to get done before the priming can begin, and the priming needs to get done before the painting can begin. And so here we are. Absolutely, Alfarius. We got some chill elevator music. Yeah, something like this. Chicken tenders. Chicken tenders are the man of culture equivalent of chicken nuggets. I'm not overly fond of that position. Let's try this spot. Yeah, I think that's better. I think we got a winner. Jeez. We got a messy situation here. Oh my god. Oh, eruption. What's going on? Good lord. Good lord. Alright. Where's the front of the space? Okay. So we're looking at something like this, and then I'll get a bit of glue. And I like to put a bit of glue on the bottom as well. Is there such a thing as too much glue? Mr. 40K, what armies do I play? I suppose currently I'm dabbling with some Word Bearer's house rules, and I plan to realize this Phoenix Force army, which is going to be pretty uncompetitive, but very fun. Use crushed brick for your basing material, eh, Zacharias? Gran Turismo, killing it with the music. Guess we're gonna go with the staircase thing. Maybe I shouldn't overthink the layout too much, considering that I'm kind of loosey-gooseying the format of all of it. Sort of learning as we go. Yeah, this guy can, you know, run down these steps, I suppose. I wonder. I wonder if that's a bad call. Oh, today's gonna be a day where we get glue all over my fingers, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll have a rock like this. So I want something of this height. Yeah, this is too short too. Okay, well, it is what it is. Oh, Zacharias is right. Yeah, if you are so kind to like the stream, that would be very much appreciated. Yeah, that's better. This way we get more surface area on the base here for this guy's foothold. I wish I had a toothpick with me. But alas, I did not bring one. Thoughts on new... Oh, a cursed cultist. I played a Word Bearers game today with the House Rule detachment of mine, but, you know, the data shoots are all legit, and I totally agree with Kit Bash Carnage. Good God. Good God, those accursed cultists are super good. Yeah, I can definitely see them being taken en masse. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome for the Fellhammer. I'm rooting for that detachment. I feel like it got undeserved hate. I think defense isn't the sexiest, you know, detachment on the surface. Detachment perk. Alright, we'll let this, that fire dragon chill for a bit. Let his glue settle in. And move on to our next dude. So, looking at his footholds, I think we can work with this one here. Should work. Should work. A firstborn Night Lord's army, eh? As Iron Warriors, I want to try the Renegade Raiders and try to outshoot everything on objective with extra AP. Well, it's certainly tempting. I don't disagree with that. How does this wide step-in guy look? I think this will work. I think it'll work just fine. Then you put some other rocks in front, and you need something of adequate height. Yeah, that should do it. That should do it. Alright, let's try this here. Are those my own bases, or do they come with a set? No, those are 3D printed. They're 28mm bases, and these basalt bits are they are 3D printed also. Not they're FDM printed, so they're not resin. So they're fast, and they have a bit of a natural stepping. I don't know if this comes across on camera. Probably not. I don't know if the resolution's good enough. You can see the layers, but for a feature like this, like a layered volcanic rock like basalt, I don't think it's a bad look. I think it kind of adds a unique, interesting effect. Yeah, something like this looks pretty good for this dude. A bit of an overhang here. Fortunately for all of these aspect warriors, only the flaming dragons need the basalt treatment. Because the darting ospreys, like the Artel swooping hawks, and even the warp spiders all have their own like rocky bases that they come with. Which is good, because this is quite a drag. I mean, I guess it's like a fun puzzle to solve, but it's not nearly as fun as putting down some color. Oh, this, you know what? Yeah, this configuration will work just fine. But I noticed there's a bit of a I guess glue or debris that has built up here. Which, yeah, I guess I just borked my whole system here, but I want an even fitting. Oh, that was barely deep at all. Right? Like, that's barely a pin. Oh, I'm with you, Kid Bash Carnish. I dig the basalt look. Hence why I went all in on it. They are, I don't know, I think anytime you have a liquid sort of effect on a base, it's just hyper novel. So I think there's a novelty factor that's hard to not be pleased by aesthetically. A buddy of mine did blood bases for his corn demons, and it was like, man, the painting is good. You know, no, not throwing shade, but it wasn't like Golden Demon. But I think even with an adequate paint job and with like liquid bases, this guy could win best army at like events, best looking army, just because the cohesiveness of a whole army with these liquid blood effects, it just looks awesome. I think if I go much deeper, I'll be breaking this guy's foot here, so I think that's as far as we can go. Then I'll put a bit of glue on the pin. Maybe a bit more on his foot. And you need a bit of contact glue over here. You know, I don't think I've ever properly played any Tomb Raider games, but the music is pretty alright. Oh god. God, the clock is ticking. The glue's already applied. There's a bit of a gap there, but maybe I can fill that in with some texture paste or something. A bit of earth texture. And it might serve to fortify the whole thing. Should really not use the glue nozzle to spread glue around. But sometimes you gotta break the rules. And then we'll slide this one in like that. Or should we go this way? I kind of like this. Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. Do I have any spare singles lying around? Doesn't look like it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Will it fit? Oh, yeah. Let's just clean it up a little bit. Oh boy, 11 viewers in chat and 5 likes? Oh. The math here is not adding up, guys. Either that or YouTube Studio is lying to me. Don't know if I can trust YouTube. Alright, yeah, this guy's looking alright. Is that showing up? Look at him. Creeping over this basalt rock. We got 2 more on pins here that need some basalt, and we have 1 extra on a sweet, I don't know what this could be. Maybe a Chimera or Lehman Russ. Unfortunately, because my basing scheme is water-based, I have to imagine it's some sort of Primaris grav tank. Only an Imperial vehicle would look like this. A skateboard. It's definitely not a skateboard. How is that looking? Towards the back of his base? Yeah, the position looks alright. Okay, he can chill. And these 2 are both walking. Or are in mid-stride, at least. So what do we have to work with? let me check the Discord. Everything is fine in the old Discord. Jeez. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Just mark the base here. I think this kind of composition might look pretty interesting with this taller stack on his left. Kind of balance out the weight of his pose with his gun facing right. And now it'll be a matter of solving the puzzle of this. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a test. Well, the borked drill bit is proving its worth. Do you guys have any tools that are imperfect but do the job like this bent drill bit? I mean, if it ain't broke, right? Well, imperfect hands definitely count. What have I done? Okay, I think we got a winner. I think this'll work. Though, looking at the heights of these two rocks, I should have used the other one. God damn it. God damn it. Okay. Let's try this out. I have a terrible fear of drilling through my cutting mat. Let's try here. It's always a bit of trial and error with these pin positions. Oh my god, I think I nailed it. I think that is pretty good. Right. I guess we get a bit of bonus contact point on his knee as well, if I want to. I don't think it's necessary, though. Okay. It's a lot of individual pieces that all need to get glued at the same time, so I'm sure it'll go smoothly. Jeez. I'm just gonna stab myself. Oh god. We're running out of time. Okay, I think that will suffice. Get to the chopper. It's exactly that kind of energy. Nailed it. Okay, we got a grenade guy. He's our last flaming dragon. I wonder if there's anything, looking at the other bases, is there a lack of diversity? No, I don't think so. We don't really have any duplicates and formations here. And these two are a bit similar, but the tall rock kind of separates it, so we can have two that are kind of similar. It's no big deal. So when you start to get three that are all the same, or more than three, I think it begins to harshen their look, especially in a group shot. Because I do plan on doing one of those spin job shorts for all of the Phoenix Lords and their teams. Okay. Say something like this, maybe. Yeah, that should do it. We'll need an extra... Jeez, what all that gunk dried up there. Terrible. Okay, clean that up, and I'll need another thin, low, like a short rock to give the foot some support. I think this will work. We'll probably have to only take the one, though. And we'll do a bit of cleanup here. Maybe it's better to clean down. Maybe that will put less tension on the pin, keep me from having to redo it. Yeah, that's an error. An error in the previous step. Should have not put so much glue, or wiped it cleaner, or at least cleaner. So this guy's footing will be like this, which means we probably need a pinhole here-ish. Thanks, Alfarius. I had to chuckle reading your comment. Thanks for stopping by. You take care. I was gonna say, what game is this chill music from? When I check, it's an old Persona game. Makes the sense. Oh, I think this works pretty well. Wasn't planning to use that rock, but these seem to be of approximately similar heights. That makes things a bit easier. I can glue those now. And now I'll have to just stay here for an eternity while this dries. Can I let go? Okay. Seems safe. Seems pretty safe. Okay, let's try this position. Actually, I should verify the orientation first. Oh no, that's good. Well, probably if the back is here, we probably want his front foot over here. Hey, not bad. Well, I could go back a touch, right? Right? Got quite a bit of overhang on his fusion rifle. Thank you, Kit Bash Carnage. I appreciate that. That should be a bit better. And it gives more room for that front basalt. Or basalt. I'm not exactly sure what's right. You know, it's probably basalt. But basalt is more fun to say. Jeez. This model looks just freaking awesome. And this piece will slide right in. Perfect. Yeah, that amount of overhang is okay. It's barely anything. Sweet. Sweet. The fire dragons are pretty much... Well, the hard work's done. I just gotta bend these over and clip them. Where are my pliers? Got him. That might be a bit too short. Now I'm lacking leverage. There we go. This guy is this way, so probably. Oh god, I felt it break. Am I crazy? Maybe it was my imagination. Or maybe something else broke. Oh yeah, okay, there. Yeah. Yeah. This is how you pin models. Look at that. Amazing. Like, I don't know. We can't do anything but laugh in this situation. This is how you pin models. Yep. Okay. Before, well, it seems like... Oh, nothing ruined, at least. Let's, let me just clean up this pin tip here and just do a depth check. Yeah, so he, just like the other guy we, whose pinhole we embiggened, this one is pretty shallow as well. And hopefully we don't drill out of his ankle or something. Can't be too sure with this crooked drill bit. Exactly, Kit Bash Carnage, you get it. I see the laughing emojis. I'm glad I'm not out here laughing alone. That should be considerably better. I don't know, I find that so funny. That kind of situation. Not sure what kind of comedy you'd classify it as, but I like it. Actually, I'm using paperclip to pin. Very fancy technology, but I want to get a straight section if I can help it. Crap, you know what? I should probably just clean up his foot a little bit so the glue can, super glue doesn't like to stick to super glue. So I'm just gonna scrape off a little bit of material, and that should ensure I'm not doing this again. Okay. Was given a bit of resistance, but I think we're all right. I'll let that chill. Jeez, okay. Good thing the other aspects don't need these basalts. Oh. That sucks, Kit Bash Carnage. That definitely sucks. You sneeze and you shape the leg off? Like snip the leg off? I'm just going to push this guy down and bend it that way. It's a bit easier. Cool, nice. We got 3 of the 5 good to go. You can probably do the same for this last one. I want to give the the big oopsie over there some more time to dry. Okay, and then we'll push down, and that should work. Nice. Get these flaming dragons. 4 out of 5. Well, the Exarch is. Where is that guy? With his back banner. Oh yeah. Well, guess the camera view isn't great for looking at them. But there they are. Looking pretty stellar. Yeah, we'll let that last guy dry some more. And I don't think, looking at the other guys in the glue pile here, I don't think I need any more basalt, so I can clean that up. I'm gonna get these rocks out of here. Next up, we got the Swoop-In Hawks. Oh man, my desk is filthy. I'm striving to not let this streaming space turn into like a disgusting hobby station, as it usually tends to turn into. Alright, we got 5 hawk guys. Oh, and there's a gal in here too. And they already got rocky footholds, which will make things way easier. And I got 5 warp spiders after. Five spiders of the warp. What is this? Oh, some debris. Okay, so back of the base is there. This dude will be like this. Look at these awesome faces, man. I was really impressed by the unhelmeted head options on these guys. Is that coming across well? Just very cool. Oh, you were holding glue to set and you sneezed and you broke. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get you now. That does suck still. Anvil Siege Force. 3 captains with 3 apothecary biologists and 3 heavy intercessors. Core with 6 eradicators. 2x3 eliminators with sniper / fusils. Sounds like a pretty cool list you got there, P-Turbo. I like the Imperial Fists using the Imperial Fist detachment. That's always a plus. It's always a marker of integrity. Jeez. We're gonna muck up this glue nozzle. Oh god. Well, that's probably the best position for this one. You know what? Further back, probably. And you know what? Further to the left also. Really nice pose on this one, but fairly offset from the point of contact here. Real nice stuff. And then we got 5 spider guys. 5 spider guys. This one is a little mid-stride here. I wonder if I should add some basalt. Maybe I packed it away too soon. I'll keep that one aside for now. The rest of them are fairly planar, I think, with their footing. Alundra. Never heard of this game before. But the music is pretty chill. You know what? Kit Bash Carnage, I'm inclined to agree with you. Those faces do have the animated series Joker kind of look to them. Kind of long, angular. I think their weird chin, I don't know what to call it, chin straps are adding to that effect. Because, you know, Joker's got that pronounced chin. Or maybe I'm just remembering Arkham Asylum instead of the animated series. This guy's gotta go back a bit. Probably as far back as he can go, just because he's leaning quite a bit and his gun's pointed forward. You generally want the center of mass as center as possible, and it always sucks when you're trying to play the video game and then models get stuck to other models, or someone wants to put you in base contact and they keep having a hard time because you're a Hormagaunt who's like 3/4 overhanging his base. So I'm putting these guys on 28s, but you know, Artel gives you 25s because that's what their official base size is. Because the official models are old from GW, but you can see this like barely fits on the 28 as it is. Is that okay? Yeah, that should be okay. Ah, I love the pose on this one. Look at superhero landing. Nice. Oh, they're gonna be a treat to paint. That's for sure. Yeah, this guy too. Barely fits on the 28. I think it would look pretty funny on a 25. Though the 25mm Artel gives you are they're taller than GW's 25s. I think they're about as tall as GW's 32s. So it does help add that. I don't know what you would call it. A bit of prestige or presence. Add a bit of presence to the model. Alright, that guy can sit, and we return to the one I left at the start. What to do about this one? Yeah, I think it's just a little awkward, right? A little awkward to just leave hanging out there over water. I think you're going to want to add some basalt. Oh yeah, there's the angle. You guys can see that better now. Okay. Okay, let me get my basalt bag. Maybe we can use some of those long 4 pieces. Let's see, maybe one of these. And another. What up, Tiny Fox? Thanks for tuning in to this very exciting rocky basing stream. To what are you referring, Bahamut? Or there is sticky out Necrons. What does that mean? If it's referring to something I said, I have forgotten. Oh god. These bases, these 3D printed 28mm are certainly like more slippery than GW's. So this is probably the thinnest basalt I got, and it's even still too tall. What is a boy to do? Let me try this one over here. And maybe that works. It might just have to work. We slip that under. I think I can get away with that. Maybe add another 1 or 2 up front to create the idea that she's running through, running forward. It'll have to do. You know, cork isn't a bad option. I try to avoid it on the basalt built-in army, but in some places I can't help it. Cork is like the duct tape of basing. It's just too useful. Like the Warp Spider Phoenix Lord, I felt like there was no other choice. Like, cork was required to make such an epic model work on a 40mm base. Artel sells that one on a 50, and I guess they just have the creative freedom because GW doesn't have any model existing for a Warp Spider's Phoenix Lord. Is this positioned correctly? You know, it can probably move over a touch. Whoops, oh god. Did we lose? Did we lose our moment of maximum impact? Might have to get back in here with some more glue. I feel like I'm playing around with this too much. You have a good night, P-Turbo. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. God, I can feel my gripular capacity waning. Jeez. It's... Okay. Oh, God. Okay, there it is. I knew it. Okay, get in there. Quickly, before the glue dries. Okay. Yeah, and then, without mucking up everything... I'd like to get some contact with this foot. Or I think that's where it'll have to rest. Then maybe this one, something like this. That might be all right. I wouldn't mind that larger piece being off to the side, though. I feel like it's better from a composition point of view. Yeah, put that on the other end there. That would look decent, I think. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. That's better. Almost committed to the error. Well, I think that's all the basing done. Oh yeah, we got this dude. The great error of the stream. Well, it should be adequate enough to finish off here. We'll just secure it and push down. Nice. Okay. So, this was quicker than I expected. A little awkward. A little awkward, if I'm honest. I guess I can paint that cultist. We'll have to rejig the workspace a bit. So there'll be nothing cool to watch. Whoa, look at that. Look at this. This is crazy. This is all glue. This is kind of disgusting. Jeez, that's like 50 cents worth of super glue right there. Just wasted. How'd that happen? Must have fallen over or something. Okay. As all professionals do, I keep my 2 paint models in an egg tray. So in they go. Oh yeah, here's a preview. Here's the spare autark that I built from that extra darting osprey that I mentioned in the video. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So a Way Leaper autark with a Tempest launcher, because I think that's a cool aspect to flex. A Dark Reaper blended with a Swooping Hawk. But I don't think the Tempest launcher is a good weapon, if I'm honest. I don't think it's the competitive choice. I just think it looks very cool. The fire dragons go in. Hopefully that isn't terrible on stream. I should have probably muted. My bad. Just trying to keep things tidy, you know? Just gotta keep them tidy. Here are the Accursed Cultists and Dark Commune, which got some table time today. My goodness, Accursed Cultists are just... they punch up so well. It's almost, too good? I don't know. I don't know if that's a take people won't like. Yeah, these guys, these torments, they are the, like, pound for pound heavy lifters. Undoubtedly. On the Dark Commune front, well, I guess these blade guys need a little bit of work still, but, I mean, they're kind of adequate. The trim's lacking, and the shoulder pads could use some red. But other than that, they're ready. I'd rather focus on this dude with his floating psychic head. Very grimdark. Very, very cool. Alright, need to get the water out. The brushes. Don't let people know their power. It's a public service announcement. People need to know. People need to know how powerful they are. Actually, the accursed cultists can go off to the side, because they're probably not going to receive any paint, but they can bear witness to the painting of this cult psyker, this commune psyker. The wet palette is looking moist. Very moist. Got some paper, the old brushes, and we've pretty much set up for painting mode. Wasn't too bad, right? Okay. I swear something happens to the paints in your wet palette. It's like if you haven't used it in a long time, it definitely feels like the ratio of water to pigment has increased. And I wonder if that's just like an osmosis type thing over time. That is a better base color. This guy's huge hands. What color do you paint the floating head? You just treat it like normal skin? I guess so. I guess that's more creepy, right? If it still has the kind of coloration of the living. I think I'm going to change my focus in my settings here, because I think autofocus just gets borked whenever I hold a brush. Okay, so this is manual focus, and is this the right level? Kind of, not really. I guess in and around. We're learning as we go. Yo, Ridge Racer. Look at this Ridge Racer music. I was like, what kind of music is this? Ape Escape? No, it's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Never really played much Ridge Racer. I think I played the demo on the PS Triple, and that's about it. I remember you would slide around, like, I had a buddy who was kind of a racing snob, racing game snob, and he was like, the physics in Ridge Racer are just so absurd, because you would slide around in a very unrealistic fashion. But it was kind of fun. Kind of fun to like power slide like Mario Kart, even though the aesthetics are more realistic. I probably want to highlight where that tube is going in. What a creepazoid this guy is, eh? And he's barefoot, so you know he's a degenerate. You know, I was thinking about something regarding balance in 40K earlier today, and I don't know if it's a legitimate kind of idea. There's something an idea I'm sort of massaging and thinking about, but I started to wonder if competitive balance is it even worth anything if you're only balancing to the complete optimized version of the lists that could possibly be configured. Like, I don't. And this thought occurred to me just because of this house rule thing I'm doing with the word bearers at the moment. Because I was wondering, like, oh, okay, I have this enhancement in the house rule detachment, and, you know, is it too strong? Should the points be increased? And then what's the metric to decide that? Well, it's basically how oppressive it is on the tabletop, right? If I play that enhancement against other people and it's too oppressive and I'm winning too much, then I guess this enhancement, and if it's being taken every time, this enhancement has to go up in points. That's the rationale, right? But if my opponent is playing a tournament meta list and I'm not, then that's going to throw the complete analysis out the window, right? Like, the only way to point things relative to the game, the way GW is pointing things, is to test them with tournament meta lists, because that's how their balance changes are also being qualified. So, again, I don't think it's a... I don't know what to make of this. It's just thoughts, I suppose. It's something I just didn't really consider until This whole house rule word bearers experimentation. Or experiment. Whoops. Oh, geez. Butterfingers. Excuse me. Let's get some more reds near these tube ports, because I feel like, you know, you'd naturally have some bruising around such a intrusion. I appreciate the share, Kit Bash Carnage. And there's certainly some formative gaming memories. Just stick with you. A core memory. Jeez, look at this guy's head. It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor. This guy's taken Big Brain to a whole new level. Can I resurrect this off-white on my palette to paint his teeth? It's a bit too watery. It's not gonna work. We'll have to get some game color off-white. Whoops, there he goes. Yeah, no worries, Kit Bash Carnage. Kit Bash Carnage, do your thing. Take a bit of white, mix it in with that old dark sea gray. And get something that should... Yeah, this is where I'm like, maybe autofocus is the way. Make the eyes reddish. That's fairly watery. Let's try and put that in as put that in his mouth. Try and add some dimension to those chompers. Now this guy's got 4 candles, and well, he's got 5. But I love the idea of each candle being for a different Chaos God. I think that's pretty fun. Religious people are all about their candles, right? I'll just do a bit of... I guess, stippling. Gonna have to start up a blend from our skin tones to our demon flesh, because this guy, our psyker here's got a bit of demonification. What is this? This sounds like... sounds weird. I was gonna say something rude. I decided against it. I'll say it sounds like I don't like it. Get more of our dark color under his chin. Try and enhance the anatomy here. Is that coming across on the stream? Not really. Man, autofocus is failing me. Okay, he's got a weird speedometer on his back. So, probably want to paint that white. Probably. I'll put a bit of red on the needle gauge. Oh yeah, he's also got a Game Boy. Also got a Game Boy on his hip. Those horns can probably be straight Incubi Darkness. And we'll just do the usual blend on the larger horn here. Oh geez, we might be too early. It's too wet. I'll have to remove some of that and come back to it after. Alright, this apparatus here might be cool as a glowing green element, so I'm going to mix in some of my light green that I used in the standard bearer stream. Well, we're definitely nicking everything. That will require a bit of cleanup, which I don't love. And what do we got going on here? Some sort of... Oh, that's his spine. Gross. Gross. I thought it was a pipe or something. Or a post. Yeah, this is too watery. It's not going to cover anything. Okay, got some army painter skeleton bone going. That should be the obviously correct choice for any bone element, right? That's how that works. If the paint is named as such, surely it's correct. Yeah, definitely going to go with the idea to paint these candles different colors. So we'll say this is our corn one. We'll start making it red. I think that's a fun idea. And the consistency here is actually kind of ideal for painting candles. I find you don't want like an opaque coverage. You kind of want it to be a bit waxy or translucent almost. We can begin laying these down. I don't have my blues with me here, unfortunately. So we can't do any more build up on a Zinch candle. But that's okay. As for this back one, I'm not really sure what it should be. Maybe a black one for Be'lakor or something. That's lame, though. I'm not really a fan of Be'lakor. Yeah, right, Bahamut. It's too bad there isn't a fifth one. I know Vashtor wants to be a Chaos God, but I don't know. It doesn't feel appropriate. Maybe that candle stays gray to represent undivided. I don't know. You can probably spin it like the old word bearers were gray. if you make it Word Bearer's armor color scheme, it just kind of becomes, I don't know, it just breaks up takes away from their corn candle. You know what, now that I got this skeleton bone on my palette, I can start. Putting in the brighter main colors on the basing, on these dark ruined kind of slabs, I guess you could call it. Because they're supposed to be a sort of tan, I guess a sandstone kind of look over a dark blue kind of cave, sort of alien Earth. I don't love the way it's looking. Especially this one. Okay, where's my Incubi Darkness? I'm kind of a fan of blue tubes. You know, like a dark, stay good on scale green is also like a good color for this kind of stuff. I just feel like black is a bit too boring, but a dark blue, well, it's a bit cooler, that's for sure. And probably I'll make the other tube a light gray. I think that would look pretty interesting. This is one of those models that really, it'd be easier if it was kept in subassembly, because it's quite intricate and there's so many obscuring elements for all the different details here, but it's also like a 1-point model, or a 1-wound model, right? It's like a conflict of interest with, like, I don't know, the economy of wounds. Like, I don't want to subassembly what is essentially a goober. I think I need to start painting some robes. Starting to look a bit awkward. Everything else is becoming more and more defined, and his clothes are lacking. We'll just put down some quick layers. Whoops. That's a mistake. I was considering painting that to be more like a retro Game Boy anyways, so it's not the worst if it gets nicked. Oh, absolutely, Brandon. The painting handle is clutch. I'm actually looking into a Red Grass Games styled painting handle. Because I like the capacity to kind of just rotate the model independent of the handle itself. And it just seems like a good quality of life as a painter, you know? Though I don't want to spend like $40 on a Red Grass Games one. If that's how much it costs, I'm just kind of pulling numbers out of thin air here. Gotta build up those purples. Something about purple. It feels harder to paint than red. Maybe it's just the red dress effect. But it feels like red just looks so good, so easily. I feel like I have to work substantially harder to make these purples interesting. I wonder if it's just me, or have you guys experienced this similar kind of phenomenon? that's looking kind of interesting now. That we need to build up those layers, or these creases. Really sell the weight of the fabric. I'm actually quite unsure how to like what to do with his spine. Like what's the protocol here? I feel like making it gory isn't the right aesthetic. Might be a case of taking a look to the old gamesworkshop.com. See how they approached it. Actually need to get my my skin, my Vallejo bright skin color. Which one is it? This one here, white flesh. This is what I've been mixing into the Nagaroth Night from GW, but it's a bit dried up. Can't really get any brighter values out of it. That's better. What's that from? It's definitely a reference. Definitely a reference to something. Some movie, maybe? Maybe like a sketch? I don't know. Oh yeah, we're getting some nicer contrasts now. A bit of a glazing medium mixed in there. He's starting to look pretty interesting. I wonder if we can hit these holes. Just the bottom to add some dimension. Jeez, he's got a lot of holes in his robe. I'm really resisting the urge to make a holy joke. get some brighter values up here finally. I don't want to, I want to leave some dark areas around the seam because I'd like to highlight the difference in layers here if I can. Bring a bright area right to the edge of the cowl, or hood, I guess. Maybe we'll add some Seraphim Sepia to the spinal column, I guess. Guess that's a safe choice. Getting freaky or experimenting here. I guess it looks better. It's a bit more defined. And I'll just paint another layer of diluted corn red on that candle. And I only go halfway up. I painted a little bit of candles on the odd word bearer Chaos Space Marine. And I find leaving the candle partially, not partially painted entirely, but having a decrease in value away from the flame sells the idea of its kind of translucent, kind of waxy quality, as if it's being illuminated and the light's kind of refracting through the candle a little bit more than it would through a non-wax object. This is some weird music. How's the consistency of this gray on my palette? Oh, it's trash. No coverage. It's dead. Ape Escape. Man, Ape Escape is so good. It's so pure. It's such a wholesome video game. I wonder if Ape Escape is on Steam. Probably not. I know lately, not lately, but more recently, there have been PlayStation exclusives going on Steam, but I don't think those older PlayStation games are there. Which is kind of a shame, because I like Steam as a means for, like, preserving, you know, these console games, so they're not lost to time. But I guess the internet does that with emulators anyways. Yeah, this is like a real whore to, all these... it's like Operation. How am I supposed to paint all these intricate details from different angles with all these other details in the way? Might have to resign to just, you know, hitting what I can hit and moving on. It is just a cultist. But man, he's looking a lot better with those purples built up. Here, we can start painting his Game Boy. I know they got some gray on my palette. I mean, it could also be a Pokédex, but I don't see what use you would have for a Pokédex. Kind of a... darkish green color, and once it dries, I'll make the buttons black. Should be alright. Oh, you know what? His eye holes should be green. give them the same glowing treatment as the candles and the other glowing elements in the army. That makes sense to me. So we'll give him some glowing eye lenses. That's what we'll do. Oh. You know, he's certainly better than when we started. You can take some solace in that. And then we'll hit just the tops of these cables. The incubi ones. The white ones I'm not going to bother. Or the gray ones. Maybe the last rung, because there's some space there, but I don't know if it's worth trying to get the details on this guy. You know, he's cool, but he's no Phoenix Lord. A lot of pressure to make those, you know, epic heroes look epic. He's got another cable going right up into the middle here. It's probably some sort of power cable. So we can probably leave it black. Like I don't know how one is supposed to paint this. When it's fully assembled. I think we'll have to live with that. You can only reach what you can reach, right? It's almost like if you're short, you can't reach the top shelf. I guess it's just gonna stay dusty, you know? You know what, Bahamut? I agree. That is a good rule of thumb. Is this a gap? Is this a modeling error? It might be. These I didn't build. I got them in a trade. So I'm not responsible for any shoddy workmanship. Probably wrap up the stream in about 10 minutes or so. So I would encourage not to, well, you know what? Jeez, just because the stream is stopping doesn't mean you guys don't have to stop hobbying. That's just my heads up. I'm going to try and use some Army Painter Pure Red to hit that speedometer needle. And then probably give the whole thing a wash of like Agrax Earthshade maybe. I honestly think that's enough. It doesn't come across very well in camera, but it's probably aight. What's up? What's left for word bearers after this guy? Well, there's the odd Marines in various states of completion. There's some possessed that are tabletop minimum, but are far from looking this good. And there's some Terminators that are just I kit bashed them like so long ago, but they were zenithalled and washed, and they look fairly interesting for just, you know, the armor color being put down, but beyond that they are lacking, and I think they'll look really good. So those are all tempting projects for the word bearers, but the Phoenix Force is calling, and I'd like to try and prevent just neglecting the word bearers completely, because I often tend to, and I do want to see this custom detachment through, because if I can build something that is even respectably decent, I think it's worth sharing. Just to do right by the word bearers, you know? Give the first heretics their due. Yeah, and I really shouldn't do any of the hex flame washes until the painting is fully completed. Or at least further along. Just doesn't feel appropriate. Doesn't feel appropriate because I think you want the wash to... the Hexwraith Flame contrast, rather. Or not even contrast, because I'm using the old formula. The old Hexwraith Flame to do some simulated OSL. I think that's the smart route. Like on this banner I did last stream, like I think it turned out fairly well for how little effort it was. Yeah, it just does not look nearly as good on stream. Jeez, the camera really does add 10 pounds, right? But whatever. I think it looks... I think what I'm communicating is coming across, even with the... maybe it's... well, it's not compression. Maybe it's just OBS. Maybe the OBS preview isn't up to snuff. Alright. So with the skeleton bone on the palette, I'll try and hit some of these concrete panels again. Maybe a more uneven, stippling kind of effect would look better for an organic feature like this, right? Like a rough, imperfect structure. Maybe that would enhance the effect. Try and not ruin the work the wash did. Since this demagogue was last on stream, all I did was put a wash over the base, like a dirty wash, like a homemade Agrax Earthshade, just made with some ink and some distilled water and matte medium and glycerin. In what ratio? Who is to say? Well, don't know if the stream went down, but definitely just got a notification from OBS there. Yeah, I think hers turned out considerably better than the Psyker over here. Might have to you know what? He's probably adequate, right? Oh, right. There's Sisters of Battle helmet on this guy's base. I think I decided I would paint it a Argent Shroud Order type helmet's color, or armor scheme. Or maybe Ebon Chalice, since they are the first order. And therefore perhaps, I would assume, the ones the word bearers would hate more so. I think it stands to reason the word bearers would hate the opposing ideologues, right? Yeah, this I don't love. But I don't have any Stegodon Scale, or not Stegodon Scale, Steel Legion Drab. That would be the color I'd want to blend into. But I think we have reached our time. What do we have to show for today? Well, we put some rocks on some bases and some cool elves on some bases as well. And put some paintwork into this cult. Jesus Christ, I can't remember his name. The Dark Commune Psyker. And he looks a lot better for it, I think. Even if he was left like this. You know, if his base was rimmed, he'd look perfectly adequate. So that's a plus. Anyways, thanks to everyone who tuned in, and especially thanks to everyone who liked the stream. It's much appreciated. And if you made it to the end, you guys are the real heroes. I will wrap this stream up, probably stream tomorrow with the usual suspects, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. See you.